Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. Welcome to the lecture number 10 of IT Need Assessment and Technology Evaluation. We already covered about the traditional methodologies in our previous lectures, lecture number 9, lecture number 8. Today we are going to cover the adaptive methodologies. The adaptive methodologies are also called modern methodologies or agile methodologies. And basically, there are several methodologies. We call them group of methodologies, and they are called the Agile framework, or Agile methodologies, XP, Extreme Programming, Scrum, Crystal, FDD, ASD, DSM, Agile Unified. So there are a lot of methodologies which are covered under the adaptive methodologies. Extreme programming was the most widely used methodology from 2001 to 2010, and from 2011 till 2022 is the decade of the Scrum, or it's the time of Scrum. That Scrum is the most widely used agile methodologies. And then Extreme programming has three main stakeholders. We have XP team, we have project manager, we have the stakeholder or the users. The XP team has to do the work, and the project manager has double role. He's a product specialist as a customer representative, and he is the member of the team. XP has some unique practices introduced with the agile, the extreme programming framework. For example, pair programming, TDD, test driven development. It is also called BDD, behavioral driven development, code ownership, small releases, refactoring, and so on. So XP is composed of strong engineering practices, and there are several advantages of XP, and it's very simplified methodology. We have plan, we have design, we have code, we have test. So there is no analysis apparently, the surfacely, but actually the analysis phase is divided in terms of some part of activities we are doing in plan, some activities we are doing in the design to speed up the process of development. And because of that, we have to collect the requirements, the stories in the planning phase, and we have to ask the customer, request him to prioritize them, that this story will be covered first, and then the second, this the third, and so on. So we have can have multiple teams, and the pair programming, two persons work on one machine. So one is doing the coding, other is doing the preparing the test classes for the next release. And you are not the best guy when if you are the owner of the code, author of the code, and then the second guy who is sitting with you besides you, he is the best one to test your code, to judge the code. So you will code, he will test, and he will design the test classes, and you have to write the code according to those test classes. So we deliver the software in couple of weeks, or we deliver the releases in couple of weeks and deliver the software in a couple of months. So it's suitable for small scale projects. And as we are, because of, as compared to the traditional methodologies, we are delivering releases in couple of weeks. So we have early payment cycle. And another concept was introduced with the adaptive methodologies, that is called ASP, application service provider, like Google, like HP, like IBM. They are the ASP, application service providers. It's not active server pages, the application, the programming language introduced by Microsoft. So we have to deliver releases in a couple of weeks and whole software in a couple of months. And because of that, we can ask the customer that we will host the ASP, because application service providers, don't need to purchase the servers. We will provide our hosting. So we have hosting charges, maintenance charges, backup charges, security charges. So that is the reason we say don't negotiate with the customer. So working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So we have to concentrate regarding the collaboration with the customer, instead that I will charge you this money, I will charge you this money. And then there are some disadvantages of XP. XP is not suitable for medium to large scale projects. XP doesn't have strong management practices. It has more software engineering practices. And then it's not designed, or it's not applied by thinking the reuse in mind, or for distributed teams, because we are asking for face-to-face meetings, co-located teams. So it's not suitable for distributed development. It's not suitable for large teams, large size teams. It is suitable for small teams. Like the optimum size is 5 to 7 or 3 to 5 members. Then Scrum was introduced, and Scrum was introduced by Ken Schwaber, and there's another guy, that's the Jeff Sutherland. I'm sorry. So Ken Schwaber and Jeff Sutherland, these two guys introduced the Scrum. Scrum concept is taken from the rugby game, and in Scrum, the releases are called sprints. So sprint concept is taken from the race. There is a sprint. Scrum has 4 phases: plan, build, test, review. Release 1 or sprint 1. Plan, build, test, review. Sprint 2, and so on. So there is possibility you can ask the customer to deliver the sprints, 1 sprint or 2 sprints and 1 release. That's only up to him. Scrum has 5 values. For example, the value 1, deliver every demo, every release to the customer. Then we should have cross-functional team, let the team decide. Then inspect daily, the value number 3. And then Scrum Master is there. Scrum Master is the reserved guy, that he is a member of team, as well as he has to reserved guy. If programming team has a problem, he will be there. Testing team has a problem, he will be there. So architect team has a problem, he will be there. So Scrum Master is there. He's the facilitator, or we can say he's the chief impediment remover. Then we have product owner. In XP, we call it product specialist, but in Scrum, we call it product owner. So product owner is a member of team, as well as he's a representative of customer, because it's not possible that we have on-site customer throughout the software development. So product owner will be representative of the customer. He will go to the customer side to collect the requirements. Then he will ask the team to review or approve the release before delivery to the customer. So Scrum team, Scrum Master, and product owner. So these are the 3 main participants of the Scrum methodology. And then Scrum has many advantages, that it has very strong management practices. We have daily meetings, we have inspect daily, and we are having the ask the customer to, instead of customer will give us the prioritized requirement, product owner will prioritize the requirement. We have product backlog. Then we have sprint planning meeting. Because of that, the team will select 1 or 2 or 3 stories to develop in the first sprint, so that we have sprint backlog. Then we have the sprint, and then the shippable product, and sprint review, and sprint retrospective. That is the flow diagram of the Scrum methodology. Scrum has very strong management practices, in contrary to XP, but Scrum lacks in engineering practices. So Scrum is the methodology which is like the prototype, most widely used methodology, which is integrated with other methodologies like extreme programming, with FDD, with Lean, and so on. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.